Do you make up silly little excuses to avoid your stitching, or do you let problems that aren't really problems at all scare you away from working on your projects? Hey Flosstube, I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle, and this is a quick update. I've actually done more stitching than I thought over the past couple of weeks. So I'm going to share it with you because the year is ticking by fast, and I am not stitching fast. I finished Old Crow Salt Box. This is one of the Pinker and Pumpkin freebies. It is one of my favorite of her salt box houses because I love the sunflowers. I love crows. The colors of this yellow house, everything about this makes me happy. And I sat down yesterday, day before yesterday, and finished it because a while back I saw people talking about reading sprints. And I don't understand quite why those are a thing, but I looked it up to see what it is, and it's to get you back in the habit of reading. You make a commitment and set a timer. And so I have never felt the need to do that with my reading. I am either reading nonstop or not reading at all. But I set the timer and I decided, okay, I'm going to try to stitch for half an hour, and half an hour is enough. I don't want half an hour to be enough, but with current circumstances, half an hour is enough. If I still feel good about things, I'll go longer. If I can't make the whole half hour, I'm not going to beat myself up. But I did a couple of days of sprinting and I finished my salt box. And I have done way more than I thought on Small Library. I thought that this part here, because it's got a lot denser black stitching than some of the other stuff I've been doing, I'd let myself think that that was going to be hard. And so for my little sprint day before yesterday, I just was going to work on this for a few minutes, and it wasn't bad at all. I got more done than I thought I would. I have been kind of self-sabotaging this project because if you remember, when I was at the coast, I started stitching in the wrong corner. I have ripped some of this out. Ripping this out is such slow going. And I did cut my Aida once with my seam ripper. I think it's okay. I may put a little tiny bit of iron-on interfacing in the back to stabilize it before I stitch that part. I am not worried about it. What I am worried about is, well, what if I do a lot of stitching this week and I run into that? I'm going to have to stop before I get too close to that, so I won't stitch at all on it. That is the dumbest logic, because look at how much stitching I can do before I even run into this. And I need to do frogging sprints. That's what I need to do. But in the meantime, I can work myself down to the bottom here. I can work my way across the top. I can do a whole lot of stitching before I run into this corner that I need to undo. In a perfect world, I would have started this over on a new unmessed piece of fabric. That would mean I would have had to have regridded it, but that would have been okay, and not had to worry about the timing of ripping all this out. But I was at the coast, I had spare fabric with me, it was not this color, and I wanted this color. And I am very glad that I stuck with this color instead of switching to the bright white that I had with me. But I'm making this too big in my head compared to the reality of what it is. I was up last night until midnight baking a turkey. So the Monday before Thanksgiving, I got a free small turkey. It was not big enough for the family. I knew that, but free turkey. And I stuck it in the fridge because I didn't know if we were going to get a bigger turkey in time. Winco gives away a free turkey with a $125 purchase, and with a family of 5, $125 worth of groceries is not a lot. So we got the bigger turkey. We did the bigger turkey for Thanksgiving, and then last night I decided I was going to cook the little turkey because it had been in the fridge thawing. Since I was doing that fun project, I decided to make my great-grandma, possibly my great-great-grandma's, giblet dressing. As a kid, that was my absolute favorite thing that we had at Thanksgiving. And a decade or so ago, I don't know, the recipe got abandoned. My husband has his own absolutely fantastic recipe for hazelnut stuffing that I would never ever want to mess with, but I missed the giblet stuffing. And I was baking a little tiny turkey, and I had my giblets, and I had extra bread and poultry seasoning and sausage and bacon, so I made a batch just for me. And it came out really well, and it is just as good as I remembered, and I am so happy that I did that, as silly as it is. Do you know if you can freeze turkey dressing? Because I don't know if I'm going to eat all of this within a reasonable time frame, and no, the boys will not try it. These are the same boys who at a Chinese buffet tried to bully me into trying frog legs, but they will not go near my giblet dressing. In case you were wondering, I did not go back to the thrift store and buy a pump organ. I did watch it through the windows for a while, and I don't know for sure if it's gone or not. If it did cycle down to the discounted price, it's probably back up to full price by now if it's still there. I'm not going to go look. Thanks for watching. I know this was a quick update without many projects, but I wanted to catch up with you while I had the opportunity to do it. I am going to see if I can get more of the wrong stitching on Small Library ripped out, and see if I can get more of the right stitching where it belongs, and maybe work on Memory Lane. I'll stitch something and I'll show it to you soon.